just an Ursula.
It's just an Ursula, except I can't heal and it's firing laser beams!
Well, I mean, that's minor details. Oh. Don't come back.
It might be too late for that.
Hello then, my fellow hunters. How are you enjoying Title Update 3? So far, wow. Absolutely incredible. Obviously, we all had a good look at Omega's fight because of Tokyo Game Show. We had a little breakdown of it, but I personally tried to keep us very unabsorbedly blind for especially the second half of the fight. And now I've seen it. He is relentless, yet he's so fair and satisfying to fight. I absolutely adore it. He is so threatening, and the actual story leading up to it, you of course have to go talk to Rove once you get in, follow a little lovely through line that I don't want to spoil for you, but it's very charming. I love that the clone Nursilla gets an actual little starring role. It's very much Crystal Kula Yaku level, and something I'm really, really glad that they've done. And having Rove, well, you'll see. You will see. But if you have done it, let me know what you think of the story through line up to the Omega fight itself and that introductory cutscene. You know. Oh my days. But yes, the actual Omega fight itself feels like a perfect behemoth round 2 for even more modern Monster Hunter for the 6th gen. It's slick, it's detailed. Fighting him across Jin Dahaad's arena is really good. The final hectic showdown in the final zone is really, really tense. And the entirety of the kill the clone or get blasted by his ultimate attack is just perfectly done. There's a lot of good in this title update, a lot of good quality of life and changes too, and we will get to showing and explaining all of them very, very soon. But for now, there is just a huge smile on my face left after actually now personally getting to experience such a fight. Any kind of reservations are just gone. It still has that charming kind of Monster Hunter feel while providing a very different, obviously, I mean, look at it, and challenging, fresh encounter. And honestly, just getting to have Colin's reactions, because, look, knowing his title update means you know to expect a new monster, but not knowing it's a collab, and therefore what the hell kind of hell creature is coming out of the collab is even better, and I cannot wait for you to see the pro and noob. But all in all, just absolutely pleased as punch, and I'd love to know what you guys are thinking. The mechanics just work very smoothly, nothing feels gimmicky, the way the shields interact are so great, the amount of detailed animations like the clash, returning the fist, and everything he has going on for him. His ultimate mode is as threatening as you want it to be, and wounding legs to stop it feels very fair and kind of a nice little urgency without it being too overwhelming while you work towards it. The way the pictomancy is actually incorporated into the fight, so every 30 seconds you blast off a little paint and it does meaningful damage and actually helps you too. It's just really, really good. What a collab. I honestly think it takes the crown for me from The Witcher 1, though obviously Behemoth was always the best collab hunt. It's not like there's a huge amount to choose from, but this is just slicker in every way. But I can't help but to be even more excited by the armor and weapon. Now, of course, there is armors and weapons, but they come after Savage, which we will get to you very soon. Both how to beat it, me and Cotton having a go, and indeed all of that next set of armor, the Sodden Shield and the Insect Glaive. But for now, let's talk Bale. Bale! The Bale armor set then, just the one design, same for both male and female hunters, and on first glance, a really interesting set of skills as it turns out. Resentment, latent power, and maximum might as the core offensive offering. So let's actually go through the pieces then. You have 2 resentment, 2 max might, and 2 1 slots on the helmet. That's not like the craziest thing in the world. It's 4 2 slots worth of skills and then just 1 slots to back it up. Not the most value unless you are trying to deliberately get nice amounts of resentment while keeping up your maximum might quota, which you might actually may want to do, at least if you're a greatsword player. I'm not sure yet. There is a lot of testing and research that I will be doing and need to do for you guys, and you can look out for it very soon, both in just analyzing the weapon we're about to talk about, and just indeed the greatsword build to use post-title update 3. In any case, in a vacuum, it's just sort of, this one. The chest, 2 latent power in a 2 slot, I mean, that's better, right? 2 latent power is 2 3 slots worth of skills, and then a follow-up 2 slot. Yeah, that's alright, because a good piece of armor is just a blank piece with 2 3 slots, like the couple of arch-tempered pieces that offer that. So if you are determined to use latent power, then you could squeeze this in, potentially. The gloves, a 3 slot, a resentment, a latent power, and a maximum might. This is actually really, really nice, and I could see this making its way into latent power sets. A lot of weapons, especially if you're more speedrunner inclined, are stacking 3, 4, or even 5 latent power, so being able to have essentially 2 latent power plus a bonus maximum might to maybe free up a little change or space in another piece, yeah, I could see this happening. We'll still be wanting 3 set arch-tempered for that guts and the raw increase with it, so you're really looking at a potential 2 pieces to shift around, which at the moment is generally occupied by 2 lagiacrus, as it's a really efficient 2 pieces and a fine-ish set bonus, so that's what we're kind of competing here when we look at this. So will putting on these gloves be worth breaking that lagiacrus 2 set? For non-great swords again? Maybe. Then we have a 3, 2, and a 1 with just a resentment and some constitution. This again is firmly in camp, just sort of fine as a general piece for general weapons. And then the legs, a 2 slot, 2 latent power, and a resentment. This one again isn't too bad if you care about latent power and resentment, because getting 2 of the resentment if you fill the 2 slot, and then 2 latent power, that's a decent pool of skills from 1 armor piece. But of course, all of this is very, very niche on what it's focused on, and that is taking damage to deal damage. So we kind of need a way to do that, which we don't really have, or at least most weapons don't really have. So let's have a look then at the set bonuses. At 2 we have Dark Arts. Having recoverable damage, i.e. red health, increases elemental attack. If this is a big increase, and it should be, because having red health isn't the easiest thing to do for, again, most weapons, and I'm sorry that I keep having to say this, I totally get it. Greatsword is weirdly just feasting right now, and although obviously I love that, I really wish all of you guys got to have that with your other weapons as well. Spread the love more, you know, that's always the best way. But in any case, this has potential even on non-greatsword if that element is high enough. Keeping red health after being hit and using it to do huge burst damage. In any case, and some greatsword level 3 charge slashes are strengthened. That is obviously righteously exciting to read, and is something that we will be getting tested thoroughly, like today, so look out for that. But there is every chance that 2 set Dark Knight Bale here is just going to be the way for greatsword, because I mean, look at that. If that's strengthened in any way that can beat what 2 set lagiacrus can offer, which is entirely possible, I mean, it's a very dedicated bonus, things are looking juicy. And then at the 4 set, the Blackest Night allows you to perform the special action, the Blackest Night, which as we saw in the preview is this nice little bubble around you, so it depends how actually utility-full that is, or if it's more just kind of a fun gimmick. That said, though, I think fun is the right word. This is a really interesting armor set. And there's a lot going on here, promoting a playstyle that is quite, well, aggressive, and one that I really do like, you know, that rage slash type of playstyle, that dereliction style of playstyle. I wish that they made it so the 2 set just slowly drains your health, so that every weapon now has a reliable trigger of resentment and latent power. That's probably my biggest criticism here. I would love the armor set to be an enabler of these skills in a big way for everyone. Though the Blackest Night might be just ridiculous, and again, we're going to get that tested right up for you guys. But first impressions, weak-ish individual pieces, but a lot of potential, and most of that potential is located in Greatsword because of... well, Shadowbringer from the new Dark Knight tree. This thing is exciting. We will, of course, talk about the other armor set, as I said, and the other weapons very soon, too. But this 220 raw is really competitive with Artian. Artian Perfect is 225, and it loses 5% affinity. Now, 600 Dragon is a lot of Dragon, and Dragon is the best neutral element if you just want one element against everything. The amount of damage that will add isn't negligible, and you could totally make an argument that it's about even with 5 raw and 5% affinity. You'd rather have 5 raw and 5% affinity, but it's not like the biggest loss in the world. The decoration slots, however, are much, much worse. 3-2-1 versus 3-3 slots on Artian, you're going to be losing like 2 critical boost, for example, which is 6% damage, a little bit less because you don't have 100% affinity, but you kind of see where this is going. This essentially needs darkside to probably add, I'd say, about 5-ish% or more damage to your greatswording to become the new best greatsword. But that's entirely possible. From what we saw of it in the gameplay, it was adding really good chunks of damage to attacks. Getting 30 defense is just nice, that tickles my immortal self, and then darkside itself. So level 2 or higher charge slashes temporarily increases attack, but also deals self-damage. So an attack increase is very, very tasty, of course, and then the self-damage normally would be a downside, but this self-damage comes in the form of red health, not just full damage. So every time you do these level 2 charges, you get red health, which will injure you, so triggering latent power faster, but most importantly gives a reliable uptime method for resentment, which obviously plays really well into the Bale armor. Especially grab that 2 set, get increased greatsword charges on top of this greatsword with darkside, maybe play resentment, and oh, we are looking at something exciting. And I will be digging into this literally right after I finish talking to you right now. So, yes, all in all, Omega himself, just phenomenal fun, as is all of the story and build-up to him surrounding the title update. The title update itself's got a lot of good stuff happening in it, a lot of it you might not realize, and then the armor and weapon, at least the initial one before Savage, is really interesting. There's a lot of potential there, especially for Greatsword, but also for other weapons too, and we'll watch this space. For now, though, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe to the bell for more, consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.